Okay, I'm with Michael Rice. He's hosting a new festival called the Vivafest in Las Vegas in February, right, Michael?
That's correct. The Vivafest, meaning the Vegas International Variety Act Festival.
Oh, that's what it stands for. Great. So when is that going to be exactly?
It's going to be February 14th through the 20th. The bulk of that's including our setup and teardown times. So the festival most of the competition will be from that Thursday through Sunday.
Okay. And I have lots of questions about how it's going to be structured, but first I just wanted to start with you to discover a little bit about you. How did you get involved with this? What's your background as an entertainer and a producer?
Well, I go way back. I originally was a member of the US Gymnastics team, so when I ended up getting done with competing, I ended up actually coming to Vegas to be part of Siegfried and Roy when it first opened.
Oh, cool.
And right after the show opened, after Siegfried and Roy opened, Steve Wynn came back one day and said that we're bringing in this new company called Cirque du Soleil. We're going to build this new hotel called Treasure Island and see how it works. And so that's how I first heard about Cirque and ended up getting in and being the original cast for Mystère in Vegas.
Wow.
So since then, after finishing performing with them, since then I've had a company for the last 15 or more years doing Cirque-style entertainment.
Okay. And so were you originally an acrobat then?
Well, I was a gymnast, and then when we did the creation for Mystère, we spent, I believe, it was their first theater show, so it was a really long creation. We spent almost a year in creation. So I ended up doing the teeterboard act, Chinese poles. I did the Lev high bar trapeze act, and since then I've worked on a lot of other acts on top of that.
Wow. And you have your own gymnastics school as well, right?
Right. My wife and I, we've had GymCats Gymnastics here in Henderson, Nevada. We actually started that before I was part of Cirque, so we've been doing it for a long, long time.
Oh, wow.
My wife's one of the U.S. coaching staff. We had an Olympian, Tasha Schweigert, came through our program, so we've been in deep with that for a long time, too.
Sounds like you have a lot of hats that you wear.
I'm mostly the maintenance man. That's my job more, but yeah, we do a lot. So we've been involved, and a lot of that tailors into the Vivafest also, because we've been working with kids and sports for 20 something years now, and we're hoping that the circus element of it will kind of fall into line along the same things.
Oh, that's good to hear. Okay, so how did you get the idea to create the Vivafest?
Well, I've done a lot of producing of events. I've done a lot of Cirque-style shows in the past. I did, for NBC a few years back, we did the Celebrity Circus on NBC.
Okay.
And which got me more involved in not necessarily trying to do something that was a creative process, but more in the development of circus in general, right? And so we've had some conversations in the past about possibly putting on a festival, because there seems to be a lot of people out there that are looking for something like that, where everybody can kind of convene and get together, that helps grow the whole art form from youth to adult. And it just took a lot of years before I was finally in the position to do it.
Okay. And has there been a lot of response so far?
There's been a lot of response from all over. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of people very interested in it. I know it's going to take us a few years to kind of get the word out and get people to understand what we're trying to do. We're patterning a lot of it after the festivals that are pretty standard in Europe, where it's professionals come together, there's a selection process, they compete. But on top of that, we're also having a youth and amateur element of it, where anyone from beginners to advanced can come in and also perform and compete with each other.
Oh, that's great. So is that component just for the youth, or is that for just amateurs in general?
It's for both, actually. We had once we got started, we knew it was going to be complicated in the beginning since there's no structure that exists out there. There's not a standardized format for levels, for circus, for anything. And there's so many varieties of circus, where do you start? But the one thing that we figured out pretty quickly was that there is this in-between area, especially here in Vegas, for example, where there's a lot of people trying to get into the performing industry. There's a lot of cirque shows out here, so there's a lot of people training acts that haven't worked professionally. But so alongside circus schools where there's going to be kids from 8 years old on up, there's also a faction of people that are hoping to be professionals, right? They're 20-somethings, teens or early 20s, and they've been training acts and they need an outlet to get out there, get on a stage and be seen also.
Yeah, that's great. So what type of, the next question I was going to ask is what type of performers do you hope to attract? But it sounds to me a little bit like all ranges, not just a certain level of skill. You're going to have different categories. How will you break that down?
Well, if you go on our website, the Vivafest.com, it has a listing of all of the categories, and it is quite diverse because there's anything from new apparatus to, that the standards for a lot of circus schools are going to be, there's going to be a lot of kids doing, a lot of people in general doing tissue acts and lyra type acts, but there's also a lot of really serious circus schools around the country now that are working more of the stuff like teeterboard acts and pole acts and a lot of different types of trapeze. So we're offering that to everybody. Then there's going to be floor acts, and then the thing is with circus is people also are trying to create something new. So you understand that too. So you have to leave the options for those to kind of fit into general categories of manipulation or aerial or ground-based balance acts, that type of thing.
Sure. That sounds so cool. Do you hope to make it an annual event? Yeah,
we plan on it being annual, and hopefully as we get more people to understand the process and to come in, our biggest thing is we want to make it a fun, rewarding experience for everybody. So we hope that every year that more people come, and it'll just grow, keep growing and growing.
Wonderful. Do you hope to attract programmers as well?
Programmers meaning like
show programmers and producers, yeah.
Yeah, we already have been lining up. We plan Cirque will have representatives here, possibly doing casting. We have a few different producers from around the country that'll be here, also looking to cast for their shows. And then there's actually some of the newer circus training facilities that might actually come out here also and cast for that. So we're hoping if they participate, of course, for the youth, it's going to be about fun and working with their peers. And then for the older groups that are actually looking to actually start booking and working, that there's going to be enough of those people here that it's advantageous and a good experience for them too. That's
great. What will the experience be like is there going to be a live audience for spectators for each process?
So we have, for the youth competition, it'll be pretty much like any other youth competition you might go to. If it's a dance competition, something like that, we'll have it. We'll break out the competition to where it's scheduled for per category. So if there's 15 kids doing tissue at this certain age group, we'll put them together. They'll compete. The audience for that will probably be their parents, friends, peers, teammates, that kind of thing that are also there with them. And then we're going to have a professional competition and the late night shows also. And those will be audience typical setup, ticket sales, and where you can pay audiences. Although all of the participants, if you're one of the students that applies, they all get access to those shows also. So they can go.
That's great. And so even the Pro Series will be a competition.
The Pro Series will be a competition. So we've been taking submissions for acts for the last couple months, and we have we've been happy with the response. There's been a lot of really great acts that have put in. So at December 16th is when we'll start doing the selection of those acts. And then So they will compete, and then hopefully we'll have members of Cirque du Soleil, and those castings will be our judges for that. And then there's going to be a couple other groups that will come in and do late night shows, and then we'll do a late night cabaret of other acts that might not fit into the professional category, but are also great professional acts. And those won't be competitions. That's just a way for everybody in the circus community to get together and meet each other, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like a really nice balance to the whole event. So I guess I want to know why you decided to bill the festival as a variety acts festival rather than a circus festival. Does it have to do with the history in Las Vegas of variety acts?
We went around and around about that. I mean, the thing is that when you look at circus these days, it's kind of hard to say what a variety act is. I mean, a variety act is something you would traditionally see in any circus show anyway. For example, we are open to magic acts. I mean, there's clown acts, there's magic acts. Those are in circuses also. So we didn't want to be exclusive for acts that you might not think of as traditionally a circus act, but we know that they're part of circuses in general.
Yeah, I see. So you will be open to magicians and non-traditional circus type performances.
There might be some great acts out there that somebody's coming up with that we weren't even familiar with, and we would love for them to have the opportunity to come and be part.
Is it open to the international community?
Yeah, and we've had the professional competition is there's been quite a bit of international submissions already, and actually for the student competition also, we've had a really good number of Canadian clubs already. We've had it from Europe also. We realize now that it's a big commitment for somebody that's not professional or looking to work to bring their kids over necessarily this first time out. Right. But we hope as it grows that we'll start getting more and more performers of all levels from around the world for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess I have a question for you about America with circus arts. Where do you think America stands in comparison to the world as far as circus arts go in this day and age?
Well, that's a tough question. I mean, America, and I think in general, a lot of the world, there's perceptual problems with circus. I mean, for like the festival here, we don't want to make it where it's just Cirque du Soleil, Nouveau type of circus where it's just high art. I mean, we want it to be open to people that are learning more traditional styles and acts also. So as far as it works, I mean, there's a really good growth of circus programs, I think, in this country and there's some new schools that are coming up also, which I think will help bring up the level. And I think that those programs all compare a lot to what you might see in Europe. I mean, I think it's a little more established there, so they have a little better access. They have better, probably, government funding than we do here. But there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there right now trying to build circus in the U.S., and I think it's only a matter of time before we're probably the top place.
Yeah, I can see that. That's the case. Eventually, we'll get there. So at this festival, will there be opportunities for professional development, like in the form of workshops or lectures or guest speakers or anything like that?
Yeah, we've already lined up quite a few. So we'll have members of... So for the younger groups, there's going to be a combination where if you're a student, you sign up for the student series, there'll be certain seminars that are included in your enrollment fee. So, for example, we're going to have a couple outings to Cirque du Soleil where you can go do a meet and greet, watch them train, so you can kind of see what it's like to be a professional. And then we're also going to offer a bunch of premium seminars where there are a variety of topics from professional rigging seminars to specific act seminars. And we've already have a couple that are listed as clowning and performance, act creation, that type of thing. So hopefully there'll be a good variety that everybody can find something they like.
Oh, that's great. Sounds like it's going to be the whole experience then. Do you recommend people stay in the hotel? Is it all going to be in one place? Should visitors stay in the area?
We're going to be setting up at the Silverton Casino.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big lot that we can set up all of our stuff. We're going to have, besides the event tent, we'll have the big top, and then we're going to have other smaller tents where we can run seminars out of. Trapeze Las Vegas will be setting up trapeze rigs outside, so people can, if they haven't had the opportunity to try trapeze before, they can do that. But it's all part of at the casino, so you can also book rooms. We have room rates set up for the place,
Mm-hmm.
restaurants, everything nearby. So you should be able to pretty much stay in place as much as you want. Yeah.
Cool. When will the finalized schedule be out of performers and activities and all that?
Well, for like I said earlier, the professionals are going to be starting to be picked after the 16th. That's also the end of we have an early discount rate that you can do if you sign up before the 16th of December. You can get an early pay discount. Mm-hmm. And so after that, we think we'll have enough of the registrations in place that we can starting to create the schedule for the event. So hopefully by the end of December, we'll have it all laid out.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell me about the Vivafest that I haven't mentioned?
Well, one thing we're really trying to do with the Vivafest is to try to get the whole community into one place. It's such a diverse group of people, whether it be juggling, contortion, aerial arts. They're all tend to be separated, and we're hoping to bring them all together into one place. And also we're hoping to get clubs around the country to understand the idea that by us bringing together the kids at different levels, even the lowest levels, it's a positive for both the community and their programs. Also, their kids will be coming through their programs. It gives outlets for their participants to do for the clubs. You have goals you can set for, you're going to do more classes. So it's a bonus for everybody. Mm-hmm. And we think that by having kids and getting all the levels together, that it'll be an opportunity for growth for circus in general, because it gives more people outlets. It lets you see other acts that they might not have had access to before. So we're hoping just by having this event in general and getting everybody together that it'll be helpful and for growth for the entire community.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I wish you all success with that, and I hope I get to come out in February and see everything that goes down.
Thank you. I hope everybody comes out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'll definitely share this with everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.